Lush caves are the latest biome added into Minecraft, and they are one of the only two cave biomes in the game. So, I wanted to see if I have what it takes to survive 100 days in a world that is only the Lush caves. Now, if you go on to enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe because we are on our way to 1000 subscribers and I'm planning on making more videos like this soon. This is 100 days of Minecraft hardcore in an only Lush Caves world. It started like every other normal Minecraft world. You spawn in and you get punched in. So I made a wooden pickaxe, mined 3 stone and threw it away. I realized that no farm animals can spawn in this world and my only source of food was going to be bread. So I started punching some grass and gathered some seeds. It was getting dark, so I started digging straight down. Just kidding, of course. After a bit of mining, I found one of the giant caves and I started placing torches to light this place up. Day 2 started with me still lighting these caves up, and I decided that this is going to be our home cave. I continued putting down torches because everything the light touches is mine. I also set up a small farm because I was getting hungry. Day 3. I made a composter and turned all the diorite into moss and back to bone meal. Day 4. The day started by me making an entrance for the cave and I spent the rest of the day searching the caves. I made a staircase down to a new cave I found, but it looked like I wasn't invited to the dinner party and they weren't so friendly. So I spent that day searching this cave and putting torches all over the place. I also did some farming. Day 6. I went back on the surface to gather some wood. You can't replant these azalea trees, so my wood situation wasn't very good. I also found a ruined portal, but it was mostly trash. So on day 7, I did some mining and soon after I found another huge cave and a mineshaft. And I immediately destroyed the spider spawner because I didn't want to deal with those in hardcore. I spent some time searching the mineshaft and they look so cool merged with the new lush caves. But it was already day 8 and I was lost in a mineshaft and it took me almost all day trying to find the way out. And at the end of the day, I moved my stuff to a more organized space in the caves. Day 9. I wanted to get into the nether, so I started searching for a lava pool and I found one nearby, built a portal, and of course I forgot to bring my flint and steel. Anyways, we're in the nether, and we spawned in a warped forest. This is great because we now have an infinite supply of food. I spent some time searching the nether, and on day 10 I found a nether base next to a crimson forest. And so I started preaching. I then did some bartering and killed a kid. Day 11. I started the day gathering resources in order to build a proper house. I found a gas trap in netherrack and I unlocked an easy achievement. I then went back to the overworld and spent the rest of the day cleaning up the cave and filling up the small water patches. I did some mining on day 12 and I found some diamonds minus the S. Day 13. I started building the house but I only managed to get the skeleton done because I realized I needed more space on the ceiling and the cave above my cave was a waterlogged cave and that was really difficult to deal with. Day 14. I needed a break after dealing with all that water, so I went ahead to the nether in order to find a fortress. This took a long time and I almost got jumped by a hoglin. Finally, at the end of the day, I found a fortress in a soul sand valley far from my portal. On day 15, I got some blaze rod and searched the fortress for a good minute until I was out of food and had to craft some mushroom stew. Not my favorite, but I mean, I take it. I wanted to get back to the overworld, but a ghast tried to kill me while I was on one and a half a heart and out of food. Day 16. I actually ended up searching the fortress a little longer, and it was worth it. I found 3 diamonds in one of the chests. I then rode a strider back and I was home by day 17. Day 17 and 18. I started by doing some farming and then did some major mining almost for 2 days and I got a couple of diamonds. But it was time to get back to building the house, so on day 19 to 24 I spent 5 days solely on the house and finished it. So let's have a tour on day 25. As you can see, we have a nice deep slate path leading up to the house, some nice flowers, we got our TV, more flowers, and an empty chest. That's really interesting. We go outside and a nice staircase down to our boat for when I want to do some fishing. This room's empty, but here we have a nice barbecue set up on the balcony. And we go down to our storage room where we store all of our stuff. Anyways, I didn't know what to do the rest of the day, so I made some Eye of Enders and started searching for the stronghold. I found the stronghold during the night, but I couldn't find the portal room. That was until day 26. I completed the portal and jumped in. Just kidding. I went back home, actually. I went back home to a surprise on day 27. I discovered Marvel's next superhero, the Leatherman. I immediately killed it so no one else could find out about it. I then made some bookshelf and set up an enchanting table. I tried to do some enchanting, but turns out enchanting doesn't work in this snapshot. Day 28. I made a new diamond pickaxe and put efficiency on it and did some mining. I found a geode, so I mined as much amethyst as I could with my pickaxe. Day 29. I made a spyglass. These are really handy because I don't have the optifying zoom in the snapshots. I wanted to make a proper nether portal, so I broke the one I made on day 9 and used the space I carved on day 8 for my new and beautiful nether portal, and I made it out of amethyst, so every time I walk on it, it has this really cool sound and it links up perfectly. Day 13. I spent the day searching the caves nearby my house, and it turns out there's another amethyst geode very close to my house. So, on day 31, I updated the world to the latest snapshot and the enchantment table bug was fixed. So I started the day by enchanting a diamond sword with looting 3. I wanted to have a proper farm, so I decided to turn this cave down here at the bottom of my to a beautiful farm, so I gathered some dirt. Day 32 to 35. This project took way longer time than I originally anticipated and I finished it at the end of the day 35. Trust me, it will look a lot better when all the crops are fully grown. Day 36. I wanted to do some more enchanting, but I was 2 levels short for getting max enchant, so I spent some time quartz mining for XP. After getting to level 34, I went back to the overworld and enchanted my tools, but the enchanting table kept giving me Unbreaking 3 when I didn't want it. Day 37. I decided to do some exploration in this ginormous cave behind my house. This was the first cave we originally found on day 1. I did some lighting up in the cave, but there's nothing entertaining about that, so you guys can have an enchanted skeleton. Just kidding, you can't have it. I killed it. Haha, very funny. However, I found a zombie villager and kept it in a cobblestone box, but I didn't have any sugar, so I couldn't cure it just yet. And on day 38, I did some cleaning up in the cave and burnt some diorite. Day 39, I went on a surface exploration trip for some wood, coal, and copper because these are not as common in underground. Day 40 to day 41, I did some mining on days 40 and 41 because we should have a mining session every 5 days, right guys? Day 42, potato. Day 43, here's a nicer look at the farm when it's full of crops. I'm really happy about how this has turned out. I wanted to prepare myself for the end fight, so I spent that night on the surface training and killing mobs so I would be ready. I'm just kidding. I wanted to get some slow falling potions, so I went on the surface to kill some phantoms, but none spawned. But I did get a music disc, and now I'm like Tommy in it. Day 44. I realized I needed netherwort for brewing potions, but I didn't have any, so I had to go all the way back to the fortress. So I decided I'm gonna make a bridge straight to the fortress since I didn't have one. I entered the fortress, and the first wither skeleton I killed dropped its skull. I got what I came here and decided to spend the rest of the day searching the fortress, which was worth it again because I found 3 more diamonds in one of the chests. Day 45. I checked up on my zombie villager and he seemed okay. So I built a staircase up to the surface and spent the night waiting for phantoms to spawn. I don't know how those things are related, but okay. And no phantoms spawned. So on day 46, I enchanted a bow, spent some time farming, got lots of bread, and while waiting for phantoms to spawn, I captured a new zombie villager and named him Tipothy. Day 47. I started the day by showing off my skills. To whom? I don't know. I headed to the nether to get some more wither skulls. I almost got launched in the lava by these pork chops. The headhunt continued until day 48 because I wanted to have 3 skulls in total. I got what I came here for and it was time to go. I finally got some phantom stones, brewed some potions, and now I was ready for the dragon fight. So I spent the night traveling to the stronghold. Day 49. On my way to the stronghold, I realized I haven't brought any arrows, so I had to go all the way back to my base, pick up some arrows, and time lapse my way back to the stronghold. I originally wanted to kill the dragon on day 50, but I didn't want to just wait here, so I went in anyways, hoping the dragon would survive until day 50. Spoiler alert, she didn't. Anyway, time for the dragon fight. The dragon started using her superpowers and made my whole game lag, so I had to reload it. But it was time to go. Day 50. The day started by me mining the dragon egg. I located the end gate portal and started the search for an end city. Soon after I noticed a floating ship. This was one of the fastest end cities I have ever found, so I was really happy about it. So I tried to raid it even though the shoulders were really annoying me. I had some close calls, but all in all, it was fine. I got my elytra and glided back to the end city to loot some more chests. And I found 10 diamonds in just one chest. I didn't even know if that was even possible. Day 51. I went back to the overworld, enchanted some diamond armor, and of course tested my brand new elytra in these gigantic caves. I wanted to make a monument for the dragon egg, but I realized I didn't mine any endstone, so I went back to the end and collected some, cleared some area in my cave, and built the monument. You know what? It didn't turn as bad as I thought it would. Day 53 plus day 54. I did some more mining because the 5-day mining rule. On day 55 I went to the nether and brought some beds along with me because if you sleep well you have more energy to mine. I wanted to at least get one netherite ingot, so I started swinging my pickaxe at the netherrack like a madman, but I didn't find any. Day 56 and 57. I really wanted sugar, so I spent these 2 days making a mob farm. Now I know it's not gonna be as efficient if I make it in the caves, but I didn't want to spend too much time on the surface. This is 100 days in the Lush caves after all. I inserted chirp in the jukebox and waited for mobs to spawn and of course burnt some diorite. Day 58. I spent the day at the mob farm and the night farming mobs on the surface. Day 59. I started the day by doing some farming. I didn't know what to do, so I did some mining and I found a ruined portal. Day 60. I now have a new body in the caves. And I spent the rest of the day cleaning up the cave so our new axolotl would feel like home and don't get disturbed by all this diorite. Day 61. I wanted to start a new project down next to the farm in order to make some houses for my future villagers, so I started carving the cave. Soon after, I got sidetracked, of course, how these projects go, and spent the day caving. Day 62. I made a new diamond pickaxe, enchanted it with fortune 3, and then packed up the stuff I needed for the project in a shulker box and went back to carving the cave. And I found 4 diamonds while carving this place out, which with my new diamond pick turned into 10 diamonds. Day 63 plus 64. This took way longer than I estimated, and I got it done by the end of the day 64. But it looks really good, and I'm glad I took my time on this. Day 65. However, I wasn't so happy with the surroundings, so I spent day 65 removing all the dirt and granite from the walls, and it's much nicer now. Day 66 to day 69. I expected my mob farm to be slow, but I didn't anticipate for it to be this slow, so I abandoned it and I started building a new one in the sky so I can actually get some witch spawns. Some phantoms knocked me down in the process of building it, but of course I'm a parkour legend, so there was no way they're gonna take my life. I finished building the mob farm and I spent some time farming mobs until I realized I haven't placed the trapdoors, so I had to do that after the first beta test, and somehow I was one trapdoor short. I grabbed another trapdoor and it was time for the alpha launch. And the first witch that spawned dropped 3 sugar. Awesome. I made some potions and cured both my villagers. And at the end of the day, I made a railway to transport them to their new house. Day 70. I moved Timothy to his new house by boat, but he decided to be annoying today and started running away in the farm. I made a railway for Timothy so he could go back to his new home, but he decided, you know what? I'm just gonna walk there. Thanks for wasting my time. Day 71. I turned my villager to a flesher, made some stonks, and did some farming on the side. And it was until day 72 that I realized I haven't fished once in these 72 days. So I enchanted a fishing rod, got in my boat, and did some fishing. Apparently, in this snapshot, the bobber is invisible, but I was so tempted to fishing that I spent the rest of the day fishing with the invisible bobber. Day 73. I started the day by barbecuing the fish on my balcony. I noticed I have so many levels since the end fight, so I spent some time enchanting. I mined some sand and grabbed some gunpowder and found a new zombie villager, which I lured to my house and cured. On day 74, I turned my new villager into a librarian and tried to get mending. This guy was so stubborn and it took me all day to get mending. Day 75 to 77. I spent 3 days in the mob farm mending my tools and got some more gunpowder for making TNT. Day 78. I crafted all the TNT I could and headed to the nether to find some more ancient debris. I was able to make 2 netherite ingots after this, and I upgraded my sword and fortune pickaxe. Day 79 and 80. I went to the nether and I started a search for a bastion, so I could maybe get some netherite from there. After a long time of running around and riding striders, I finally found a bastion in day 18. But this was literally the smallest bastion ever and didn't have anything other than just the one chest and some gold. Day 81. So I headed back to go home, but I kept finding fortresses and I had to cross one. But there was a mob party there and I probably would have died if I wasn't a pro Minecrafter. Day 82. I went back home only to realize my villagers were bitten by a zombie. I only had one golden apple, and it was obvious who I was going to cure. Timothy had to go. I spent the rest of the day chopping down wood in the nether. Day 83. I did some trading and moved my librarian to his new house, but he decided to be a pain as expected. But I figured out he couldn't resist a good wheat seed, so I dropped him wheat seeds until he hopped into his bed. Day 84. This guy is standing in the farm looking at the wall. What a surprise. Anyways, I did some trading and unlocked the OP trade of one emerald for one book. I got a lot of mending books and put them on all my armor and the rest of my tools. Day 85. I felt ready to kill the wither, so I grabbed all the wither's skulls, mined a tunnel at y equals minus 55, and I also found two diamond veins and spawned the wither. This fight was much easier because the wither has once again got nerfed since deep slate is harder than normal stone. He can't even destroy the blocks surrounding him now. Day 86 to 90. I did some major cleanup in the caves since we are close to day 100 and I wanted my caves to look presentable. And don't worry, I didn't forget to burn all the diorite. Day 91 to 93. I did some mining since in the new snapshot you can fortune gold, iron and copper. This is my best mining session yet and I got a lot of stuff. Day 94. I know my enchanting table has been probably bugging a lot of you, so I went ahead and made a proper enchanting room on that day. Day 95. I spent the day at the mob farm and repaired my tools. Day 96. I set up my beacon, but I couldn't get a full beacon just yet, so I had to roll with it and do some mining without the haste too. Day 97 and 98. I wanted to do one final project before day 100. I wanted to have a hole that goes all the way down to my mine at y equals minus 55 from the surface. So I mined some sand, crafted a bunch of TNT, and activated the fuse. It didn't go as dramatic as I hoped it would, and I had to manually fuse every single TNT. But there we go. The whole project is done. Day 98. I wanted to have some more netherite stuff, so I used the leftover TNT to blow up the nether. These endermen were accusing me of invading their privacy with TNT, and they teamed up against me, but there was no way they could get me. Imagine dying on day 98. Anyways, I used all my TNT and I was one scrap short for making another ingot. So I did some more madman mining, but that didn't get me anywhere. Day 99. I started the day by upgrading my chest plates to netherite. I was so tempted to get the one scrapped, so I whipped up a new diamond pick and did some more madman mining in the nether. But by the looks of things, it was never meant to be. Day 100. I died. You thought I would kill myself on day 100? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and comment down below if you want to see more. And make sure to hit that subscribe button because we are on our way to 1000 subscribers. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and bye.